5, 4, here we go. Roger.
On Insights, two eyes in the middle. INSiiGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
Hello, everybody. And everybody, hello. This is Mickey Clayton the Coach, and we have your favorite Pulitzer Award-winning reporter from Central Florida by way of D.C., Richmond Heights, Virginia, Rick Brown.
Hey, shout out to my family in Richmond. What's happening? What's up? What's happening all? Hello, folks. I hope y'all had a great week because it was a hell of a weekend. Good gosh almighty. Coach, before I know what this show's about, but I just got to ask you, what is going on in Cleveland, football-wise? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Y'all got Watson, the punted, daggone your boy. your boy done punted. Said he wants out of there. Oh, yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, he wanted out. Cleveland Browns, 1946. I always rep. That's what I do.
That's what they do.
I was gonna lead to it, but since you asked, see for Cleveland, since you asked, I was in Cleveland. That's part of what I was gonna talk about this week. I was in Cleveland. I was doing illegal activities in the casino.
It happens.
Losing my money.
Yeah, that is very illegal.
Guy walks over, says, "Did you know that we just got Deshaun Watson?" So the guy spinning the roulette wheel was like, "Man, don't come with the rumors. We don't want to hear that." 10 seconds later, it must have been an announcement made in the casino because a roar went through the whole casino. It was like they said LeBron was coming back. A roar went through it. They are so excited now for all of his off the court things and off the field things. I think people are completely entitled to feel however they feel. Whatever it is they feel, I'm just talking about the football aspect. I have coached women's basketball. I have daughters, sensitive to it. But I'm not saying I don't know what's right or what's wrong, but I know for a fact that depending on who says it, people run with things about you that might not have an ounce of credibility in what they say. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying if they're right or wrong. I'm just saying that I know firsthand that people who've known you all their life, if somebody else says something negative about you, they've always wanted to hear that anyway and run with it.
It must be true.
That's on football. Jimmy Haslam, the thing with Baker was, Baker's people thought they knew they were going to pursue a high-level quarterback. That they kind of discussed that with him. But he and his people thought that Cleveland had no chance to get Deshaun. So they were upset that he went because they thought it was a slap in his face, supposedly is what they're saying, and that we had no chance to get it. Well, when Baker came out and said he wanted to be traded, they were saying, this is what they say now, I was not there, that when the comment came out about they needed an adult in the room, people started saying, well, why did they not fire whoever said that? They said, well, you can't fire the person who said it. So he got upset and said, look, I'm going to get Deshaun. If somebody gives you guaranteed money, from what I understand, guaranteed money has to be put in the bank in escrow before the contract is initiated. Most of the billionaire owners don't have that kind of liquid cash. They have it in assets, in buildings and different things, investments, but they don't have it in liquid cash. Haslam What does he sell? What Jimmy Haslam sell? He sells gas. He sells gas. So he has money. He has money. So he raised the price for what he paid him so nobody else could match that price. Cleveland now has their quarterback for the next 5 years. So they've also set the market for anybody else in the division. When they re-sign a quarterback, they all going to want to beat Deshaun. Actually, that end of it was a stroke of genius. That end of it was a stroke of genius. So I have to give him on that part of it. That was a stroke of genius. And now Baker wanted to be traded. They were going to trade him anyway. And nobody wants him. I mean, that's like Coach Desir with a guy mad and say, Coach, I know I was wrong. I think I'm going to sit out this game. Boy, you going to sit out the game anyway. Hey, how you going to pick your punishment and tell me you ain't going to play? All right? So he want to get traded. Who wants him? Nobody wants him. It's not a market for him. So that's what happened.
Nope, it's not a market for him. And even if, well, the NFL will suspend Deshaun for a few games. So they say up to 6. You got Jacoby Brissett, who has proven that he is a solid NFL backup, if not a starter on some teams in the league.
Right. Right.
It is things are looking up again.
Well, it is and it isn't, because LeBron came back to Cleveland last night and talk about bust a move. I have been in Cleveland. You know, my brother's, you know, he works with the Cavaliers. I had outstanding seats out and saw 3 NBA games. That's why we went on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night. I mean, I had excellent games. I mean, excellent seats and seeing stuff up close, as close as I was. One of the guys told me, man, he said, Coach, I thought you were going to check yourself in the game. I'm gonna let you see some of what I saw.
It looks like you about to come off the bench and walk up. Man, we got better seats than the reporters got. Right. I like that Garland kid. I like him a lot.
Sold out. Sold out.
Rondo was there. Yes, we do, Diva. Yes, we do. Get a pick. All right. That's what's up.
Oh man, it was absolutely great experience, and it was something new every game. Because of the seats that I was in, we also were privy to the pregame that they have for the so-called high rollers, and you come in a different door than everybody else, and they feed you well. And you're in there hour and a half before the game starts. You know, for basketball fanatics, that's kind of what you want to do. We never go to the game at tip-off. We'll miss half of what we want to look at. But their pre-game preparation and workout that they go through just kind of shakes you. You're almost in amazement. They go through a tremendous routine, and each one of them have their own routine that they go through. And one of the first guys on the floor when I got there with Philly was Joel Embiid, and was one of the last to leave. You know, and even the guys that you think can't shoot, they're not known as shooters in the league. When you watching them warming up, them guys ain't missing shots. And you're like, at that level, what is a guy who can't shoot? I mean, he's way ahead of the guys that we know that. But they work out. And Cleveland had a kid that had a sprained hamstring. And every time they called him, they had to send for him, Levert, they had to send for him to come out of the hallway because he stayed on the bicycle, keeping his leg loose. And when they would call him, I mean, he was running over people because if coach beckons for you to come, you better get there with a quickness, you know. So, I mean, it was just an amazing experience. My March Madness was in Cleveland. I saw them. I saw the Sixers, Denver, and then I saw Detroit with Cade Cunningham. You know, and I'm watching them guys shooting threes, and they're shooting threes like it's effortlessly, and they're shooting them deep, and you don't realize how really deep they are till you're really on the floor with them. You know, so it was an experience. I couldn't wait to share it.
Oh, that was cool. What were you shooting with? Your phone? You had the phone or
iPhone? iPhone.
Lovely.
Good stuff, didn't it?
Hey, that's no iPhone. That's a 13 Pro.
Welcome, Coach Desir. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, sir. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. I saw that 13 Pro just boom in my face.
Coach,
I get there one day. I'm gonna get on your level one day. One of these days. Days.
No. Keep your hair, Pumpkin. Keep your hair. Don't get on my level. Oh, it helps to have family who does things, and we also have a guy who was newly appointed, who's played basketball for me at FAMU, and he's a new vice president with them. So in fact, he came and found me and talked to me for a little while, and it's just good to see people that are doing well. So Cleveland Cavaliers have a a black administration. I mean, they got the general manager, the head coach, they got 2-3 vice presidents. You know, so for all that about diversity, it's more in basketball than it is in anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So that was important. But one of the things I want to talk about, most of you already know, Coach Semaru from Florida State, the winningest coach over there. She retired.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Not a complete surprise because remember she stayed home to take care of her mom.
Yeah.
And out in Seattle, and her interim coach was white. She had played for her. So it doesn't really surprise me. Sue was a professional coach. I remember even when we started with INSiiGHTS, she was one of the first people at FSU we interviewed, and they really tried to give her a hard time about interviewing with me. And Sue was like, look, Coach Clayton and I go way back. And I want to interview him. I don't have nothing to do. He set the appointment up with me, and we go ahead to take this appointment right now. Coach Clayton, come on in. We not even concerned about what he's saying. We gonna have to. And we had an excellent interview. We got the link on it. So if you hadn't seen it, you might want to go back and watch it with Sue.
That's awesome.
But Rick, you asked me one time about people, and if I had ever really been caught off guard. Sue caught me off guard. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up so I can see how she caught me off guard. It's not in. It's in the outtake, but I'm gonna show this with you. That I got from Sue. I mean, she's a little special.
Anything that you would like to say?
I think the one thing.
Anything that you would like to say?
I think the one thing is I'd like to say thank you to you and to what you've meant to the community of Tallahassee and to basketball. And, you know, not just being a coach, but also raising up as a parent young players that have become really great basketball players. And then they have that opportunity to understand team, but you didn't limit it to your own children. You have given that to a lot of different young people in the city of Tallahassee, state of Florida.
Oh, thanks, Sue. Wow, that's pretty good. What?
I ain't know what to say.
A humble coach? Oh my goodness. Y'all mark this down. Mark it down.
What do you say when she said that? I mean, when we would play AAU, we never had anybody that Sue was recruiting. Well, Jasmine Jones, who ended up in the WNBA. But she would come to she would have her or her staff would come to the games. And each one of the coaches knows what that means. Just if the local coach is not recruiting your team, but comes in at least to see what you have and speak to you, that goes a long way for that time when they do have a kid that they want to recruit, that they've been in your gym and seen you play. When you say, Coach Ruffin?
Absolutely. That's big time. I mean, that's just, and that's how you keep the local love. Go show love. I mean, what is that? Love is what love does. So you show it, you'll receive it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I apologize about being late, fellas. When you said 7, I thought it was 7 my time.
Your time.
I was in the gym. We had workouts going on. I do some basketball training. So he sent me the text. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. So I'm sorry. I'm in the car.
Well, we appreciate you coming with us anyway. We really do. You know.
I've got a client waiting for me, so I might have to duck out a little early. I apologize about that.
You do what you do, and
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. We understand. And was there anything in the tournament that surprised y'all? Oh, look at Coach Desir. Coach Desir, what surprised you?
It really shouldn't be a surprise, but it ended up being a surprise when I noticed those pockets of the officials started buzzing in those tight games.
Oh, there she go.
Where they just took over the game. I was just like, did they pocket just go off? Did they really just do it? I think they just did. Did they really just call that foul? That they didn't call that foul on the other end? Did they really just? Oh, they trying to stay in their car. They not trying. They trying to stay in first class. They not trying to ride in coach. You know, they going to first class. So you know, there was a lot of things that was catching me off guard with those officials. I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be. They supposed to be your cream of the crop officials in those type of games. But that really surprised me. But as far as talent wise in the games, the odd days, day 1 and day 3, had me strapped. Had my kids on the right, on the left. They was in it with me. I couldn't believe the levels that they took it to. The last show when we were talking about guard play, and I was really paying attention to that guard play and looking at the defense and how other guys were showing up, and they didn't expect for those individuals to show up, and they were showing out. And then you had the low seeds that was giving hell to some of them higher seeds and was taking them down to the wire. And then before you knew it, the whistle blew, and then they just took it over to the higher seed side, and your heart started pumping. It got so bad where I couldn't even text. I was texting Hank. He and I, we were going back and forth. And with that Baylor, North Carolina game, I said, Hank, I can't text you no more. I'm getting nervous. I felt like I was in the game. You know, I was sitting on the edge of my seat. I was like, man, I know they're not about to get this game to Baylor. My part was just like this. And yeah, my bracket is pretty much busted. So, you know, my kids had fun though. They did a bracket. They did some brackets for ESPN and Yahoo. You know, I didn't mean to give them credit. My bad coaching, you know, Rick. But yeah, they did it. They enjoyed it. My 7-year-old, she was crying. Mommy, I didn't win. My team didn't win, Mommy. I said, baby, we just doing this for fun. No, Mommy, I didn't win. I said, baby, it's just the first day. Just wait till the second day. And then when the second day came, she was like, Mommy, I'm at 10,000. I said, yeah, baby, you at 10,000, baby, out of millions of people. You doing a good job. So she's doing well. We had a lot of heartbreaks with the brackets, but yeah, there was a lot of surprises. Number 1, officials.
Jeremy?
I just think this is the beautiful thing of college basketball. It doesn't, the talent level is so spread out now. So you just don't have the dominant team. So I don't know that there's necessarily surprises. I guess I came on the show and talked to you about Kentucky and how they don't play no defense. So I was a little bit surprised that they didn't lock it up and they looked a little too lackadaisical. But I just love to see the competition. I don't know if there's too many surprises. It's just killer instinct. Who wants it more? So it was great. I enjoyed it. I don't know if there's too many surprises. That was funny, Coach. The referees, because I did see that a few times. So it was you want them to swallow that whistle, or if you're gonna blow it, you got to blow that thing both ways. But let the kids determine the game. We don't want to see you guys.
Rick?
Well, I mean, Coach mentioned Kentucky. I mean, it couldn't have happened to a better coach for me, because I am not a big JC fan. And so seeing St. Peter's and what they're doing, I mean, they're in the Sweet 16. The Sweet 16, that's unbelievable for that squad. I mean, for that school with only, what, 3,500 students, they said? I mean, I thought that was great. Miami, knocking off Auburn. I thought that's pretty darn good, and they're in the Sweet 16. But other than that, it kind of worked out the way, you know, there was a couple of things that happened, but Richmond giving up. We spoke about Richmond earlier, Coach, giving it up to Richmond for maintaining at least one of the 12 seeds, beating a 5 seed with them beating Texas. So that was cool on the men's side. On the women's side, I mean, even though they lost to
yeah.
LSU, and there's no what is it? You're not supposed to get any consolation prizes for losing, but I mean, shout out to Coach Reed and JSU for hanging in there with LSU and Coach Mulkey. That was a great game that I watched the second half on a Saturday, and just a little bit, they just didn't have enough horses at the end. But if they can keep Coach Reed and continue to improve and recruit, Jackson State could be something to keep an eye on in the future. So on the women's side, so that's what surprised me this weekend, Coach.
The got a bracket with us, and I have one. Always have one with the family, and all my daughters played. All y'all know that. They are absolutely livid. Who installed Michigan's press offense? That has to be the worst press offense I've ever seen. All the guards are doing a crossing, one going left, one going right, and somebody coming to the middle. They said it's so basic, and they can't get the ball in bounds. They said they don't have a different press offense. Who did that? Whoever put that press offense need to be fired. We must have had 20 texts from my daughters fussing about the Michigan press offense and couldn't get the ball in bounds. And you saw them. The turning point, as all y'all know, came when that boy hit him in the mouth. Got knocked down.
Oh, you talking about North Carolina? Yeah. You talking about North Carolina? Yeah, it was North Carolina. That's the one. They couldn't get the Them Bears was crawling all up they behind in the corner and everything. Yeah, you talking about that North Carolina and Baylor game? Yeah, that's
who it was. And the boy foul, he got thrown out. They almost lost a 25-point lead with 8 minutes to go. You're right. That was. That kind of shook my head. I mean, it hit everybody going there a little bit.
For a minute, I thought Roy Williams was getting ready to come out the stands and drop a play for old boy so they could get the ball in bounds.
Oh boy, that's funny. That's funny. But see, it was interesting. I missed a lot because I was at the NBA games, even though in the back room there they had them on split screen and was able to see it. But the games themselves, it's always something magical about this time of year. Now I'm gonna comment about officials. 2, I don't care if they call ticky-tack or if they call hammer them to the ground. Just call it the same both ways.
Yes.
Don't let my guard go to the basket, get hammered, knocked to the floor, got to pick himself up off the bracket and go down the court and get a foul on a reach foul, and he just got knocked to the ground. That's what bothers me. But okay, coach didn't he foul? Yes, he did foul it, but he got hammered on the other end. That was a foul too. That's what bothers me. And then the momentum officials, they go with whoever start running, and they gonna get the close call. Momentum officials piss me off. They piss me off because if that momentum change on you, you dead in the water.
Ain't enough timeouts in the world you can call when a momentum shift.
You're right. And I'd have an assistant if we were playing one of those teams that would go on the runs. I said, if it slips my mind, they score 3 in a row, kick me, something, so that we could try to stop them. And I've seen people use up all their times early, and I've seen some of them coaches that don't like to call a timeout, and they keep them like they get a rebate or something on. Man, would you take a time out? Would you do something? Would you change that offense or something? Would you put something in? I said, oh my goodness. But see, Coach Desir, you and your daughters, I wonder where they got that competitive spirit from, Coach Ruffin.
I think that's from their daddy. They'll tell you that's that DADDY. That's from their daddy. Right. I was sitting there cool and composed and trying to keep her calm and let her know what was going to happen. But that didn't come from mama. It just that male testosterone that ended up in her body,
So nobody on this broadcast is lying. So you can mute that's how much that carried there. Okay. But Rick, you will not believe how quiet she normally is. I'm just stunned at her on the podcast. I'm stunned. Now I have to say this: the bracket is really interesting. Have y'all looked at it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sports Diva leading. Rick, you know Sports Diva can't beat you because you know that's all she says.
I wouldn't hear. I'll hear this for the rest of the year and next year and the year after that if that happens.
Okay.
It won't, Coach. Don't worry.
Okay.
It won't
Sports
happen.
Diva has 50 points. Tied for second, Rick, Reporters Picks, and Dione behind by one game. They both have 49. Sports Diva 50. Todd, who won our football running away, he has 48. Then it's a drop to me. I'm 45. Jeez, I'm fading fast. In the one with my daughters, I'm dead last.
Mm.
Then behind me, here comes Coach Tillman. I guess all those people didn't do well. They didn't come on the show today. They didn't want to be talked about. The other Rick, he's at 41. 8th out of 9 places. Just say Jeremy's majestic picks. I know that's not what it says. He's at 37. He's 13 behind Sports Diva. And not always right, or looks more like not ever right. Earl Hankerson is last at 35. He's 15 points behind off the pace.
That's tough.
Earl, what is up with Earl?
I don't know what it is, but the top 2 spots, Rick, you in there with the women are representing themselves exceptionally well.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
they are. Yes, and that's good.
Well, you probably get me on this round because I put Tennessee down as my ultimate champion. So I'm gonna lose a whole lot of points on that right there, But it's I think I actually hit the wrong key when I hit the submit button because my other bracket it doesn't have the Tennessee
You
one.
wonder why your team act like that, right? You wonder why them guys act like that. You better tell them they better cheer for you so they can get their pizza party. Coach Ruffin flew mad with him. They probably telling him, Coach, you could have let us pick it out before you did.
The funny thing about making picks is you try not to make you can't lead with your heart, brother. That's hard. Your heart or your head, and it is so difficult to make those picks. And the crazy thing about it is so many people said Va-Tech because they're hot. And then it's like, what happened? Then Miami, who wasn't hot, what happened? So it's just who knows? Auburn was playing great. I mean, so you never know. You just never know.
Yeah, you have to understand Miami.
Matchups.
If you watch Miami when they played Duke early on in the season, they played just like their age say 20. Their average is 23. Those were grown men out there playing when they played Duke. And they put it on, and I told myself I'm an avid Miami fan. Always been an orange and green, orange and green fan, orange and green Miami. I said if they come back and they play like they played against Duke, but then they take it to another level, they're gonna surprise some people in this tournament. And so when they played Auburn, I was like, if Miami shows up, they're gonna beat Auburn. But then I got scared when Mr. Jabari Smith decided to posterize somebody in that first game, which it was like. Everybody had the mouths dropping down to the floor, including myself sitting on the couch. But when Miami came back and did that double time on him 2 times, and then came back and blocked this shot, gave him a South Beach shot back to the face, I was like, it's over. Miami finna get Auburn. They finna eat them alive. When they took Jabari down, I said, It was.
So you think they played to the level of their competition, Coach?
I wouldn't say the level of their competition. I think when they played Duke, they were hitting a high at that particular point in time. And then when they started losing to the other teams in the conference, they had to have a reality check. Yeah. And they had to let them know, hey, yeah, you may have beaten Duke, but you all are not well together just yet. And the coach had to let them know as they started taking those L's in the ACC conference. And so when they got back home, I'm pretty sure they all had a come to Jesus meeting and let them know if y'all want to continue to play in this tournament, we're going to have to put our egos aside. We're going to have to come together. We're going to have to listen what coach is telling us. We're going to have to execute it. And they've been doing that since they stepped foot on that wood floor for the tournament. And I'm pretty sure Coach is going to have them straight when they go to Chicago for the Sweet 16. It's not going to be anything different. They're probably going to take it up another level.
Yeah.
Coach,
it's funny because I was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's funny because I was watching them play Florida State, and I was like, "Oh, this Miami team, they're not about it. They're not going to be able to." And so you're trying to watch the ACC tournament or the tournaments to see. But also something we probably didn't discuss is there are coaches who know how to coach in this tournament. And coaching in this tournament is not easy. Like Tom Izzo is a master at coaching in this tournament because Michigan State wasn't necessarily playing best basketball. So I forget the guy at Miami, but that dude can coach.
Larry. Not I cannot pronounce his name.
Oh, he's a long distance brother of Joe Boeheim because they look just alike.
They do. But Boeheim's a great tournament coach too. So I mean, they're playing great, man. This is awesome. It was awesome to see.
Well, Coach, we did kind of talk about it because we talked about the difference with coaches and trying to prep and get ready for that next game. And all you need is that one team that the guys don't really think is going to be the one they play. And we talked about because Coach Walrond was saying he has an assistant with different teams. I said, that's good. But the guy's not always feeling what you're saying because they looking at who they're supposed to be too.
That's true.
And some teams have it different. They'll go to a tournament. They won't let their team see the upcoming opponent. Then there's other coaches that do. So some coaches feel like if that team wins and they didn't play well, the guys take them light. So they, it just kind of depends on your philosophy. But but what you said is extremely accurate. The coaching on this is paramount at this time. And then you have to manage. So you have to manage so many things that don't have anything to do with basketball when you have them away. You got the kids and their families coming, and they got X number of tickets. Then you got your mom coming with two little brothers. Then you got your dad with his new wife, and you don't have a certain number of tickets. Then your girlfriend coming, so you trying to figure out who you gonna let give tickets to. A lot of things end up being a part of the equation that you end up trying to manage to keep those players' heads right. And I think Coach Desir made a comment about the level of maturity with the Miami team. And what she said, them grown men out there playing that, they 22, 23 years old, and their body usually looks like they're 22, 23 years old over the 18-year-old kids.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was now. We talked about the dunk? We talked about that dunk. What I want to know is, did you see this dunk? Let's see.
Stanford. I do it. I do it. I do it.
Oh my.
This is not photoshopped. This is not this is real action.
Oh, she cut that thing.
Now see, I'm mad with the defender because ain't no way in the world is anybody gonna do a Statue of Liberty on me en route to getting ready to dunk the ball with me being in the picture. I am going to try to strip that ball out of your hand. I'm going to make the official think I'm going for the ball, but you're not about to dunk on me. I'm sorry. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened any time that I've been growing up. I played on the court, male or female. You are not about to Statue Liberty me and get a dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, because that's what that was. That's an ESPN, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That's a top 10. You don't do that. So anybody who's watching this or listening to this as a defender, go for the ball. Please don't be a poster for anybody. Go for the ball. And if they start Statue of Liberty, At the three, she literally started Statue of Liberty at the 3-point line, just twisted it. She just knew what she was getting ready to do. That's a Dikembe. No, not tonight. No.
It wasn't like she was a little girl. She's a big size girl. And I said none of the guards who were back could run her down. You know, we were on our kids. They could dribble the ball faster than you run. That's a problem with that. That's something I write in that picture. Well, she ran from one. She went through 2/3 of the court. And they said she's had games where she has had multiple dunks.
And no one's talking about Stanford. They're the defending national champions, and no one's talking about them. I mean, I love South Carolina. I have South Carolina winning it all, but they're either talking about UConn or Notre Dame, who just put up 100 on somebody. But no one's talking about Stanford. Y'all better don't sleep on Coach Tara Vanderveer, who's only the leading. She has the most wins in women's college basketball history. So I don't know how you can forget about that squad. But all right, sleep on them if you will.
And UConn almost lost to UCF.
Hey, hats off to UCF. Jeez. They played well in that game. Probably should have won.
But
that goes back to that consistency of officiating. I sat there and watched that game.
Ooh, yeah.
And I think those pockets started buzzing again, especially being in the backyard at Gino's place. They was my husband said last night, he said, are they actually pressing UConn? You've never seen teams press UConn. That's that's just unheard of. And they were giving it to them. And I think the officials got shocked, and the consistency of blowing on both ends just did not continue. So the second and third quarter went to UConn. And as you can see, the fourth quarter, UCF almost pulled it out. One time for the Florida team.
Yeah.
Wow. And I got the last little clip I pulled aside to watch for you to see. At the tournament, you really kind of had to be watching it to see this one.
For the senior from Mountain View, California, as that one goes over. And it's Indiana basketball. And the ball is up. We've got an issue now. Who's getting that? Can Chet Holmgren come back from Gonzaga? Is he still around? Is he in the building? His toss. Can't do it. With a mop. That's how high up it is. We're getting a chair out.
When I was a kid, there was a guy who played named Connie Hawkins. They said he used to be able to get quarters from the top of the backboard. That's who we need him now, Connie Hawkins.
Now we're going to put toss on a chair. I don't like this. No, Randy Bennett. Oh, no, it's Kelly Pfeiffer. That's not going to work.
I think they need to pick Kelly up. Or maybe he's got to go on Vern's shoulders.
We got toss holding Pfeiffer. That's it. Kelly is not tall enough. Major issues here in Portland.
Why don't we get a new ball?
Why don't the cheerleaders, they're used to going up high. Let's get get the cheerleader up. Get her up there. This is how you do it. Give her the mop. No, she's got it.
I don't need no mop.
Oh, what a play. The cheerleader saves the day. And that's awesome. Shiny moments.
One shot.
Brother, I gotta head out. I've got to get to a meeting. I didn't know the time. I'm sorry, but can I just close and say I played college basketball, high school. I don't trust not near one of my teammates to pick me up like that. That ain't happening. Hey, listen, I'll take a charge for you. I'll tell you, oop. I'm like Coach Desir. I'm going to clap it up. I'm going to get you a stop. You ain't picking me up in the air like that.
I
don't trust it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all being with us. We've kind of covered what we wanted to cover today. We appreciate you, Coach Ruffin, Coach Desir. We appreciate you. And as always, your input, your humor is appreciated. And we will try to go next week when we do the Final Four.
Yes.
We'll try to do the Final Four if we can get. But some of those people not doing too well. We already know.
Yeah, y'all might have to tap me out because I'm gonna be hurt next week. I'm gonna be hurt.
We'll be there, brother. We'll be there.
Well, I appreciate y'all as always. This is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. INSiiGHTS Mick and Rick. INSiiGHTS Sports Magazine. INSiiGHTS covers a whole lot of things that we appreciate.
From INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent their independent thoughts and representations.
Coach Desir, we appreciate you as always.
Yes.
All right, we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one, and don't get in no trouble this weekend.
Yeah, you too, ma'am. And you did hear Coach Ben Tillman last week when he said they were in practice.
Yeah, that's why I know. I heard what he said, and I'm gonna say this because Coach Ruffin, he done left. I was about to get on him. He say, yeah, we was in the, had training and everything. And then he gonna flip the script, say, I got a meeting I gotta go to.
Right. You caught that, right?
Hey, it's all good. We're gonna be having conditioning soon.
Right.
Y'all have a good one.
No, you need to go back and look at yourself. And Coach Tillman said they were in there working on defensive shuffles. They in the gym now. You said. But he meant that now. They don't play.
I'm pretty sure he did. He did. That's why they be shuffling all them championships up in that gym. So
they should be shuffling them, man. They be in
I
there.
I picked up on it. I may be slow, but I ain't that slow.
Yeah. And the way he put together his Greek section and stuff, he shared some stuff last week.
Oh yeah, he did some serious knowledge. Had me taking some notes there, So when I start calling on y'all seasoned folks,
that's what you need to do. Hey,
don't
good night,
be trying to hit the mute
everybody.
button. All right, see y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace. See y'all next week.
Okay, Rick.